Hello everyone, this is Darryl20, and welcome to episode 71 of Darryl20's Let's Play of FTB Evolution. Today's plan, probably something, let's do some things. I want to keep uranium. Actually, I should have this. Yeah, that makes life easier. Bing and bang, boom. And then over on the north side, you're going to have to, let's reuse you, extract a stack of tech. Boom. Between episodes, I got ready to make some real quick uranium stuff, right? So we need fissile fuel for our reactor that we made last episode. Shouldn't be a big deal. We should be able to knock this out real quickly. And then if we decide in the future, like, hey, let's go ahead and expand these reactors to be larger, we can do so, right? So it shouldn't be a big deal. Let's make sure we understand the chunk area that we're going to be working in. And in fact, what I might do is toss down like a little bit of a surface mode. Does that sound cool? Yeah. Let's get like a 15 by 15 here and like just kind of fill in the whole chunk. Does that sound like a plan? Sweet. Just so we know exactly which chunk we're putting our stuff in, right? Is that cool? Undo that. Undo that. Okay, cool. That's better. Oh, you know what? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So this is the only full chunk. The walls are part of the chunk. Got it. Cool. I was like, why did I only place one set? That's usually I need one more. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. Um, so like basically we know this is the chunk in which we're going to be doing our work. And then this also gives us a little bit of leeway for like energy type stuff. So we can throw down something like this. And then we can do like our standard energy design here, right? So like normally, let's start with this, right? So we're gonna want you to sit here. This is usually how I have this, right? If we remember fissile fuel, right, it comes from uranium hexafluoride, which is a chemical infuser. We've done this enough that I'm just gonna like zip through this. Do I still have my infuser? I made them. I didn't take them out of the A system, right? And then you there, right? And then on the right of that will be a oxidizer and an enrichment chamber. So oxidizer and an enrichment chamber. Cool. And then your job will be to get, probably going to want this somewhere-ish, but give me some of that uranium, please. Thank you. And we'll probably want a flux point in here to actually have power coming in. Never a bad idea. And we'll handle all the, energy speed upgradey things in a bit, right? And then your side config will be output to the left. Easy peasy, right? And then for energy, it will be input on the bottom. And that gets us going, right? You are going to be input on the right and output on the left. And actually, I don't think you output items, you output chemicals, right? That should be cool. And you need to be that, and then your chemicals can auto eject on, and then your side config will be exactly like that. Perfect, right? So you're already getting uranium oxide. Beautiful. And then on the left of this dude, hydrofluoric acid is a chemical dissolution chamber, which I should have one of. May have made extra of these. I wasn't really counting how many I need. And then that's going to be a chemical infuser and another chemical infuser and a chemical oxidizer, right? So chemical infuser, chemical fuser, oxidizer. Cool. And you're going to get sulfur, but we don't have like a great source of sulfur right now. Unless we did something like this, which I'm going to try. Have I tried it this way before? I feel like I've tried it this way before and it like didn't work out. And maybe I'm wrong about that. But what I'm thinking is we basically, right? We throw some oxygen at this thing and then we're cool. And we're making oxygen anyway. So for this, we're going to need a pressurized reaction chamber, which I've got, right? And then we're also going to need to go back home for a sec because I need to add charcoal to this guy, right? A block of charcoal. Do we not? We do. It's just Mechanism's version of charcoal block that we have. Hooray! Right? And then you can be this, which puts charcoal in there, which we then go back to, right? Cool. All right, so then we can take this charcoal and toss it in there. Cool. And then your side config will be input energy comes in the bottom. Items will come in the back probably. Chemicals will maybe also come in the back. And then you're outputting chemicals to the right. So let's get our electrolytic separator going. That's going to do oxygen. So which one of these needs oxygen? Sulfur trioxide is made with dioxide and oxygen, and dioxide, right? So oxygen, and then you make sulfur trioxide. Which combines with water vapor, right? So this dude needs water vapor, this dude needs oxygen, this dude needs water vapor, right? So we're gonna want a sink. Okay. And then we're going to have a rotary condensator. Okay. And you're probably going to be in this direction. Is that right for water vapor? Yes. Water decondensates into water vapor. And then your chemicals can output to the left. And your side config will be chemicals input 2 will be on the back. And you'll output to the right. Right? So let's get that going. So we're going to want like a nice little laser I/O setup for this. Cool. And on the up, you will extract. And then over here, we'll see if we need to speed it up more than that. We'll get there when we get there. Cool. And you're doing that. Now, you're also going to get electrolytic separated. Cool. And your fluid will come in on the right. And then your chemicals, I'm thinking the front will be output oxygen, because chemical 1 is hydrogen, chemical 2 is oxygen in this guy, right? So your job will be here. Okay. And then, like I said, we'll probably need to speed all that up. And then you will get sulfur trioxide. Oxygen will be the left one. Well, what we'll do is we'll let left be inputting here. We'll have you on the output, that, right? So input 2 will be on the back. So what we need is to go home for a second and make gas cards, because I never did teach you how to make those, did I? That should be cool. And real quick while I'm here, let me clean up. Right, this is just a mess. I need an easier way to reset these NBTs when they're in the card holder. That's definitely something I'm missing. But it is what it is. Right? So now you're going to extract. And you're going to insert, and you should be getting oxygen. Sweet. And then you're going to do the same over here. So if I link you guys, you're also going to insert chemicals. And let's make this dude purple. And this dude blue. Cool. Okay. So now you're both getting oxygen, and you also need water, don't you? I think you do for this recipe. Yeah, you also need the water. So you know what? You guys ought to be linked. So you're going to also insert water. And your side config will be fluids come in the back. Is that cool? So you're getting water. You need to void excess on that. And you might need that. Cool. So now you're oxygen, and you're oxygen, and you're cooking. You are a little bit slow, which maybe that's why I abandoned this eventually. I knew there was a reason that this wouldn't work. I wasn't sure what it would be. Now, in fairness, I haven't done this yet, so we'll see. And also, this one has, like, the I can get speed even higher deal, so I might be able to, like, you know, do more, but let's hold off for a minute. So items will output auto-eject. Hopefully you don't have a problem with hydrogen building up. If you do, then I will extract the hydrogen and dump it somewhere. Right? And then you're going to do this and this. And then you're making your sulfur trioxide, which is cool. And then you're making your sulfuric acid, which is cool. And you will then need this, this, this. Cool. And then you're going to insert, filter, charcoal from mechanism. You're going to insert, filter, fluorite, and you're going to insert, filter, uranium ingot. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. You were this way, right? Yeah. And then on the up, you will extract. You probably need to be more than that. How about every 5 ticks? And your side config for items will be input on the back, so you're cool. Your side config for items will be input on the back, so you're cool. And then you're going to make you, and you're pushing to the front. Cool. All right, let's make sure that we also have, wherever this guy makes sense, it's one of them, that one. There's only one that it works on, right? All right, so you're upgraded. You're upgraded. You're upgraded. You're upgraded. Upgraded and upgraded. Sweet. So everybody should be fully upgraded, making fissile fuel now. Beautiful, actually. Now, your problem is hydrogen voiding, which I thought might be a problem. So, mechanism, tank. You can void excess chemicals, right? Like, you can dump excess. Hooray, I made a basic chemical tank! And now you're going to extract on orange, and you're going to insert on orange, and your side config will be that. So you, and then your sidedness for chemicals will be purple, and then you void excess, right? So then it'll just burn any excess hydrogen that we get, which is fine, because we're already voiding excess hydrogen here too. Cool. Is that good? Nice and quickie fissile fuel production line. We'll see if that becomes a problem or not. Now what I could do is try doubling this again. So now we've got 16x multipliers. I don't know what that's going to do in terms of energy usage, but might need to speed up on the up here. Cool. So that'll keep water going. That'll keep you going, apparently. You're running faster than this thing can keep up, so that's cool. Good deal. And if I need you to be faster, I can, like, do that, right? At this point, I probably don't need it to be faster, but it wouldn't hurt. Are you not fast enough? I did not give you upgrades, did I? Let's get, like, 80 of each. You guys are extras. You can go away. That's cool. And that's cool. Good deal? Good deal. Alright, I think we're solid here, right? Should be. I like that we can 32x speed things, because that makes doing this all as one line, because there's definitely instances where you need more of, like, a certain machine. So being able to, like, speed boost them instead of having more machines is pretty cool. Is pretty cool. How do we feel about this? The only thing I might change is this, because there's really no reason to not just do that, right? And then we saved ourselves a laser node, and that's cool. Oh, that's right. You actually, how many chemical? 8 out of 8. Okay, so we don't get to 32x that. That would probably be cheating. Super cool. All right. Now you're good in terms of this. You should be fine to run at a rate limit of 52, but I'm going to start at like 30 just to see. I feel like I might be missing something, but we'll find out together, right? And do we want to use laser IO to transfer this stuff? I'm thinking yes. So on the east, you should be able to extract fission reactor port. Now we may need some of you. Look at all the quests I just completed by doing that. And then let's make you, like, black to represent the fact that this is super dangerous. Right? That's cool. That's cool looking. All right, and then chemical card in. So you should be getting fissile fuel now, which should be working nicely. And you're producing nothing because you're not on yet. Here goes nothing. You ready? I have personally forgotten how loud that is. Yeah. So we're definitely going to need more water. Are you just not keeping up in terms of power? Is that our problem? Are we, like, low on energy? That could be. In fairness. Remember with my whole, like, I also need more power because I don't have enough power statement earlier? Yep. There's your problem. So let's make sure that you are ready to support what we need to support here, right? In the meantime, you'll keep running, but we're definitely not going to be able to keep up with our power demands until, you know, we get this up and running. I want to do this all with laser IO because I don't think I've ever done it that way before. Sounds fun. Realistically, it makes more sense to do that, by the way. Scroll wheel is supposed to work here. Laser IO needs some TLC at some point in my life. Wow, I let you transfer a lot, didn't I? I think I mirrored how mechanisms cables work. Ultimate tier lets you do this fast. Goodness gracious, how high does this number go? Alright, 200,000 every 5 ticks. We'll see if that's enough. And you're supposed to be what? Well, that's not it. Let me take this out for a minute. Output waste, output coolant. That's what we want, right? Hooray! Making power. And did you transfer it all, or are you not transferring fast enough? You might need to go faster. Must go faster. Now we're cooking. Sweet. And then let's get a flux plug. This might have to be like a temporary thing, but like we can make it happen. I usually do generators in like a red color, right? And we can bypass any limits here. And then I forget if that area is chunk loaded or not, but we're going to find out in a minute. I don't need a simple coal generator anymore. Can't imagine that's going to be necessarily useful. I don't remember what the flux accessor is for, but I guess that's cool. Must not be chunk loaded. That's interesting. We don't see the... I know you can kind of see it. It's hard to see. But there you go. Now we're chunk loaded, right? So all your energy went out, presumably into here. Yep. Sweet. We're going to want a better energy cube than that at some point in the future. In fact, is that just like a... Which one is that? Is that... That's elite. That's not even like the good one. wonder if we'll run out of power trying to make the... Nope, we managed to survive somehow. You didn't maintain your sidedness because... Okay, so you want to input. You're not going to do nothing. Flux point, flux plug should be output. That should also be output, and that should be input, right? Yes. And we're cool. You got plenty of juice, so we're good. I assume you're working. Yes, you're outputting the flux plug. Cool. All right, so we've got the basics in place. Obviously, we need two things. We need more water, which may or may not choose to go laser IO in this regard. Let's do this. On the down, you're going to... I need more laser. You're going to extract. And on the west, you will insert. And then on the down, I want you to not show particles. And you will copy. Cool. So now when I turn you on, wow, you're loud and still not running. Maybe do show particles? Did I not? Every tick, right? Is that still not enough? That's surprising. That should be enough, right? Let's definitely doing the thing. Am I crazy? You should be transferring a lot of water per tick. Right? That's like... It's a lot. It's like 360,000 millibuckets per tick. Maybe I need two of them. What is ultimate pipe transfer? Pump rate is 32. So maybe what we want is a sink. I don't want... now, technically, I could do this with, you know, 2, right? That should be cool. Yeah, that looks nicer. What do you mean no? What do you mean no? UI desync. So on the down, we're going to do like that. And then we link these two. Technically, I could have put the sink here and done that, but like, I don't know. Something feels wrong about doing it that crazy. Now we're good? Now we're good, right? Because we were doing like 360 from one, and our heating rate is almost 600,000, so like, yeah. Sweet. So now our concern here is waste, obviously, and power storage. So let's do this. Let's wrap up the episode here, because this is good progress for one day. We'll come back next episode and handle both of those. We need a bigger battery to store all this power, and then we're going to need waste processing to handle this. And we'll have to do some testing. I always forget like what the rules of the thing are, but long story short, Do we see sunlight here? I forget. I forget if there's like trickery in compact machines to make it so that it can like see the sky, quote unquote. Because remember, we need to see the sky to process our waste. So if that turns out to be the case, we'll just have to send that waste elsewhere, which I'm pretty sure I can do with laser IO. Because laser IO, I don't think I blocked it from transferring waste. Wrapping up point, Delta 20 sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We should be cool on power. Right? Ish. So if I do that, you're getting power? Yeah, you are. Nice. I want to make sure my portal works the way it's supposed to. So like, yeah, you're cool, right? Like you're good. Now why are you having trouble keeping up? Let's turn off your particles too. Let's turn off your particles now, as are you. And then how about on the east? Not sure I ever tested this. Hooray, it worked. Why don't you want to go above 1 million with your inserts? That might be a problem. Is that a bug in my mod? I mean, it's possible. Definitely possible. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I forgot. You. Oh yeah, that's definitely better. Okay, so nope, not a bug in my mod, just can't transfer fast enough. I guess I could click that more. Anyway, wrapping up point. Delta 20 sign off. I think this is 256. Nope, 240. So we do that. We do that, and then you should be nice and full. Maybe one more. And then you're good, right? And now if we activate you, you are more than keeping up with the coolant production. And granted, I should be able to bump this guy up to 50. Water's going to drain, though, so we need to handle the water situation a little better. I'll do that off camera. For now, wrapping up point. Delta 20 sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. You know the deal. Take it easy.